Welcome everyone for the state level lecture series arranged by the Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation. Topic for today is coordinate geometry, and after this topic we'll be discussing on the paper pattern. So let's begin. We'll recap a bit. Now up till now in this chapter what we have studied. We have studied the distance formula. You have to mug up this formula. The formula is x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square, and all this is under the root sign. Next formula is the section formula. Section formula is when the given line segment is divided into parts, or say into the ratio. The formula for the x coordinate, mx2 plus nx1 upon m plus n, and for y coordinate it is my2 plus ny1 upon m plus n. After that, we had studied the midpoint formula. The formula is x1 plus x2 upon 2 for x coordinate, y1 plus y2 upon 2 for the y coordinate. At last, we had studied the centroid formula. Centroid formula is the point where the medians of the triangles they meet each other, and it's the point where the median is divided in the ratio 2:1. So in order to get the coordinates of that point, the formula is given. The formula is x1 plus x2 plus x3 upon 3 for the x coordinate, y1 plus y2 plus y3 upon 3 for the y coordinate. So these four formulas are very important in this chapter. If you by heart these formulas, this chapter will go very easy. Is this clear to all the students? So let's move ahead. We had started with practice set 5.2 and we had completed till question number 6. We were starting with question number 7. We have to find the centroids of the triangles whose vertices are given below. First is minus 7 comma 6, 2 comma minus 2, 8 comma 5. For the second triangle it is 3 comma minus 5, 4 comma 3, 11 comma minus 4, and for the third triangle it is 4 comma 7, 8 comma 4, and 7 comma 11. So let's begin. Now you all know what is the centroid formula. So the centroid of the triangle formed by the given coordinates is, for x coordinate it is x1 plus x2 plus x3 upon 3, and for y it is y1 plus y2 plus y3 upon 3. So what you're going to do is you're just going to substitute the values. See this x minus 7, then you've got plus 2, and then you've got plus 8. Check this, x minus 7, 2 and 8. You're going to add all this. So minus 7 plus 2 plus 8. Okay, you'll get that as what? Minus 5 plus 8. So minus 5 plus 8 is 3. So 3 upon 3 will give you 1. So x coordinate is 1. Similarly, for the y coordinates, you will take the 6, 2 and 5. So 6 minus 2 plus 5. So 6 minus 2 is 4 plus 5 is 9. So 9 upon 3. What you'll get that as 3. Understood? So you see here this addition will sum up to 9 upon 3. So y coordinate will become 3, and here you're going to get that as 3 upon 3. So 3 upon 3, that is equals to 1. Is this clear to all the students? Therefore, the coordinates of the centroids are 1, 3. Now we'll move to the second triangle. And the second triangle, again you're going to apply the same formula. Check what are the x coordinates given to you for all the three vertices. It's 3, 4 and 11. Understood? It's 3, 4 and 11. So what you're going to do is you're going to add all this. Check 3, 4 and 11. You're going to add all this. So 3 plus 4, 7 plus 11 will give you 18. What you'll get? 18. And 18 upon 3. So that you all know what is 18 upon 3. 18 upon 3 is 6. So x coordinate is 6. And for y coordinate, check minus 5 plus 3 will give you what? Minus 2. Minus 2 minus 4 will give you minus 6. And minus 6 upon 3. So minus 6 upon 3 will give you minus 2. So the coordinates of the centroids are 6 comma minus 2. Is this clear? Is this clear to all the students? So let's move ahead to the third triangle. Now again in the third triangle, it is 4 comma 7, 8 comma 4, 7 comma 11. So what you're going to do is you'll add 4, 8 and 7 and you're going to divide that with 3. You'll get your x coordinate as 19 upon 3 and y coordinate as 22 upon 3. Is this clear to all the students? Check, the sums are very easy and this comes for 2 marks in your exams. And check, you don't have to miss out this marks because these marks are very easy to score. Is this understood? You can remove the screenshot of this so that we'll move ahead to the next question. Done. So let's move ahead to the next question. In triangle ABC, G minus 4 comma 7 is the centroid. Now check. The coordinates of the centroids are given to us. If A minus 14 comma 19 and B 3 comma 5, then you have to find the coordinates of C, means the vertex which is remaining. So again check, let the coordinates of point C be x comma y. So you are assuming coordinates of point C to be x comma y. The centroid is given to you as minus 4 comma 7. You're going to apply the centroid formula as the centroid is given. So the centroid of the triangle formed by the given coordinates is x1 plus x2 plus x3 upon 3 and y equals to y1 plus y2 plus y3 upon 3. Now what you're going to do is check this value. That is just substitute, check. This minus 4 which is given to you, this minus 4 which is given to you is the x coordinate of the centroid. So in place of this value of x coordinate, you'll substitute 4. Is this clear to all the students? After that, check. Your first vertex will become x1. So that is minus 14. After that, these coordinates of B, the first coordinate, that is the x coordinate, will become x2. So that you'll substitute. So minus 14 plus 3. And for coordinates of C, you have taken that as x. So we'll substitute x3 as x. That will become plus x. So it is written as minus 4 equals to minus 14 plus 3 plus x upon 3. Now what you're going to do is you're going to cross multiply. You're going to cross multiply. So what happens is this 3 which is there in the denominator will go up to the numerator on the other side. So 3 into minus 4 will give you minus 12. And minus 14 plus 3, you're going to calculate this. Minus 14 plus 3. Minus 14 plus 3 will give you minus 11. So what is left? You are left out with x minus 11. Now, in order to solve this, what you're going to do is you'll keep x on the same side and you'll shift position of minus 11. So when minus 11 goes to the other side, it is going to become plus 11. So what you're going to get? you're going to get x equals to minus 12 plus 11. What you're going to get? You're going to get x equals to minus 12 plus 11. So minus 12 plus 11, now when you calculate, you're going to get that as minus 1. So what is your answer? X equals to minus 1. Is this clear to all the students? So you have got the x coordinate. You have got the x coordinate. Now we'll go for the y coordinate. Now for y coordinate, again you're going to do the same thing. In place of y, you'll substitute the value of the centroid, means the value of the coordinate, y coordinate of the centroid. So you'll get that as minus 7 equals to vertex of A, y coordinate is minus 19. So minus 19 plus y coordinate of point B is 5. So minus 19 plus 5 plus y upon 3. So again, this 3 will cross multiply. So once you cross multiply, you're going to get that as minus 21 equals to minus 14 plus y. So y equals to minus 7. So therefore, the coordinates of point C are, what are the coordinates of point C? Coordinates of point C are minus 1, comma minus 7. Is this understood by all the students? Check, it was very easy. Remove the screenshot of this. Remove the screenshot of this so that we'll move ahead to the next question. Question number 9. A, h comma minus 6, B, 2 comma 3, and C, minus 6 comma k are the coordinates of the vertices of the triangle whose centroid is G, that is 1 comma 5. You have to find values of h and k. Now check, in the last question, in the previous question, we didn't have the last vertex, that is C. But here what has happened is they've given the vertex, but here your x coordinate for A is given as h and y coordinate for C is given as k. Understood? So you are going to apply the centroid formula, the same formula, the same procedure as we had done it in the last question. The coordinates of the triangle are A, h comma minus 6, B, 2 comma 3, and C, minus 6 comma k. Centroid equals to G, 1 comma 5. The centroid formula, x coordinate x1 plus x2 plus x3 upon 3, for y, y1 plus y2 plus y3 upon 3. You just substitute the values. After substituting the values, what you're going to get? Check this. This is your x. So x equals 2. That means 1 equals 2. x1 is h. x2 is 2. And x3 is minus 6. We'll get that as h plus 2 minus 6 upon 3. Now in the next step, what will happen is 3 will go up in the numerator place. Here you're going to cross multiply. So 1 into 3 is 3. And minus 2 plus 6 will give you minus 4. So 3 equals to h minus 4. Again, what happens is you're going to shift position of minus 4. You're going to shift position of minus 4. So minus 4, when it goes to the other side, becomes plus 4. So therefore, value of h equals to what? Value of h equals to 7. Now, same thing for getting value of k. Now, k is the y coordinate of vertex C. Formula of y coordinate of the centroid. So, y coordinate of the centroid is 5. So, 5 equals to minus 6 plus 3 plus k upon 3. So, this 3 again will shift its position. 3 will go up, will meet up with 5. So, that will become 3 into 5. 3 into 5 is 15. So 15 equals 2. And here minus 6 plus 3. What is minus 6 plus 3? Minus 6 plus 3 will give you what? Minus 3. So you'll get that as 15 equals to k minus 3. Now what you're going to do is you're going to shift position of minus 3 to the other side. So when minus 3 goes to the other side, it becomes plus 3. So what happens? K equals to 15 plus 3. So what is 15 plus 3? 15 plus 3 is 18. So what you'll get? You'll get K equals to 18. Is this clear to all the students? You can remove the screenshot of this. Remove the screenshot of this. Let's move ahead to the next question. Find the coordinates of the points of trisection of line segment AB with A 2, 7 and B minus 4, 8. Now, what is meaning of trisection? Tri means 3, section means parts. So your line segment AB is divided into 3 parts. So if you look carefully at the figure, check AP is first part, PQ is the second part, and QB is the third part. And all these parts, they are going to be what? They are going to be equal. They are going to be equal. Is this clear to all the students? You have to understand this, because once you understand this, this will become easy. So let's move ahead now. Let's move ahead. Now, what should be your solution? So you'll begin with your solution. So let P x1 y1 q x2 y2 divide the line AB into 3 equal parts. Check 3 equal parts. So that means AP equals to PQ equals to QB. That is already done now. Now what to do is, you're going to assume, you'll find the ratios of AP and PB. You're going to find the ratio of AB and PB, because you know the section formula. You know the section formula. Understood? So what you'll do is, you'll take this AP and PB. So what happens is, AB is one part, PQ is one part, and QB is one part. So AP is 1, and this becomes 1 plus 1. Understood? So that means this is equals to 2. So when you find the ratio AP upon PB, you'll get that as 1 upon 2. Check. AP upon PB equals to AP upon PQ plus QB. Check this, PQ plus QB. Now, as these points are trisecting the line segment, that means they are going to be equal. So PQ and QB are equal. So in place of PQ and QB, you're going to substitute AP plus AP. You'll get that as AP upon 2AP. So what happens is, AP in the numerator, AP in the denominator gets cancelled. You're left out with 1 upon 2. So you'll get point P divides AB in the ratio 1:2. Is this understood by all the students? Any difficulty till here? Any difficulty till here? We'll move ahead. Yes, Anchal, you have raised your hands, beta. You can ask. Anchal has raised her hand. You can ask, beta, Anchal.
So,
Yeah. What happened, beta? See, what has happened? What is meaning of trisection? What is meaning of trisection? Tri means 3.
Yes.
And section means parts. Okay.
Yes.
So that means the line segment which is there,
Yes.
it is divided
Yes.
into
Yes. Yes. Yes.
3 parts. Is this clear to Leah?
Yes.
So that means all these parts, check AP, PQ and QB. These are the 3 parts. 1, 2, 3. Is this clear to Leah?
Yes. Sir.
All these parts, they are going to be what? They are going to be equal. So that means AP equals to PQ equals to QB. Is this clear?
Yes, clear, sir.
Now check if you're going to take AP,
No.
if you're going to take AP upon, check this line segment PB. PB. So what you will get? AP is one part. AP is one part. And what is PB? PB is two parts, not of AP.
Yes.
Get that as 1 upon
Yes.
2. Is this clear till here?
Yes, sir.
And this is equals to M upon N. This is equals to
And
M upon.
and one and yes.
So here you are going to apply the section formula where you'll get this AB as the line segment and point P
Yes.
which divides AB in the ratio M is to N. Is this clear, beta? Is this clear? So we'll move ahead. We'll move ahead to the next part now. Check, you have got now this in the ratio 1:2. So here what you're going to do is you're going to apply the section formula. Now section formula for what? Section formula, here what you'll get is this A as x1, y1. Understood? This is x1 and y1. This as x2 and y2. This is clear. And this is 1:2. Ratio is 1:2. And you're going to find coordinates of this P. This is clear. So when you're going to substitute, what you'll get that as, check, x1. Now here what we have done is we have assumed P as x1, y1. Understood? So that is x1 equals to, now M into x2. So 1 would go and get multiplied with x2. This x2 is nothing but 4. That is -4. So 1 into -4. And this 2 would go and multiply with 2. So 2 into 2. Understood? And in the denominator, you'll get m plus n, that is 2 plus 1. So 1 into -4 is -4 plus 2 into 2 is 4. So -4 plus 4 will give you 0. So 0 upon 3. What is your answer? 0. So your x coordinate for point P, that is x1, is what? 0. Similarly, you'll apply for the y coordinate. What you're going to do is you're going to apply for the y coordinate. So once you apply for the y coordinate, what you're going to get? You get that as 1 into -8 plus 2 into 7. That is 2 plus 1. Understood? So 1 into -8. What is 1 into -8? 1 into -8 is -8 plus 2 into 7 is 14 upon 3. So -8 plus 14 is 6 upon 3. So what is 6 upon 3? Equals to 2. Is equals to 2. So your y1 is 2. So what are the coordinates of P? Coordinates of P are 0, 2. Is this understood by all the students? Is this understood by all the students? Now, for coordinates of Q. Now, what you're going to consider as, check. For P, you had considered AP. For Q, you're going to consider AQ. Yes, Lakshmi, you have raised your hand. So, AQ upon QB. Now, AQ is what? 2 parts. And QB is 1 part. Is this clear? Lakshmi, you have raised your hands, but you can unmute and ask. Now, AQ, it is made up of AP and PQ. So that means 1.
Sir,
1. Yes, beta.
sir, हम Q में midpoint formula लगा सकते हैं ना?
How, beta? This is, see, it is trisected. Understood? It is trisected. So can you explain how is point P and Q the midpoint?
सर P और B के बीच में Q मिड पॉइंट है ना.
That there you can apply the midpoint. Yes, you can apply the midpoint there also. Yes.
ओके सर, रेशियो कैसे फाइंड करना है? अगर इजीली 4 पार्ट में बोले तो 4 या 5.
4 or 5. That we'll do it in the next question, because next question is 4 parts and 5 parts better.
ओके सर.
Yeah, we'll do it in the next question. Yes. Yes, Amir Khan, you have raised your hands, but you can ask. Amir, you have raised your hands, you can ask. Shabuddin, you have raised your hands, you can ask. So then again check, you'll get this ratio as 2:1. So applying the section formula, you'll get coordinates of Q, that is x2, as 2 into -4 plus 1 upon 2 divided by 2 plus 1, that is equals to -3. -2. And for y coordinates, it is going to be 2 into -8 plus 1 into 7 divided by 2 plus 1, that is equals to -3. So you'll get this x coordinates and y coordinates. Now here, what you can do is, as Lakshmi said, you can apply the midpoint formula. You can apply the midpoint formula. You can apply the midpoint formula. Understood? So when you apply the midpoint formula, check this PQ and QB are equal. PQ equals to QB. Understood? You can apply the midpoint formula because PQ equals to QB, and coordinates of P we have got it in the first part, that is 0, 2. Understood? So for values of this coordinates of Q, what you'll get, x equals to, understood, x equals to, now check, x1, that is for coordinates of P, 0. So that is 0 plus -4. And this you are going to divide with 2. Understood? So what you will get? You'll get that as -2 -4 upon 2 will give you -2. So what is your x value? Your x coordinate is -2. And similarly, what you will do is, for the y coordinate, for the y coordinate, you'll get that as, check, your y1 is 2. So 2 plus -8. Understood? And this you are going to divide that with 2. So 2 plus -8 will give you what? Here what you have to do is you have to put bracket, otherwise you'll get confused. So 2 plus -8, that is -6 upon 2. So -6 upon 2 will give you -3. Is this clear to all the students? So you'll get Q as -2, -3. Thus, the coordinates of the point of the intersection are P 0, 2 and Q -2, -3. Is this clear to all the students? Anybody who has the doubt can unmute and ask. You all can remove the screenshot of this so that we'll move ahead to the next question. Let's move ahead to the next question. Check. If A -14, 10, B 6, -2 is given, find the coordinates of the point which divides segment AB into 4 equal parts. So again, what we'll do is we'll draw the figure of this. Draw the figure of this. So check. This is your figure. A is given minus 14 comma 10. B is given 6 comma minus 2. And you have to find P, Q, and R into 4 equal parts. So what you'll do is again the same thing. Let P be x1, y1, Q be x2, y2, R be x3, y3. So what you'll get is AP upon PQ. Sorry, AP equals to PQ equals to QR equals to RB. Now to find the first coordinate, you'll have to remove the ratio of AP upon ratio of PB. You have to remove the ratio of AP upon PB. Now check, AP is one part, this is one part, this is one part, and this is one part. So all these three parts you're going to add. You get that as 1 upon 3. This is clear to all the students. So again check, AP upon PB equals to AP upon PQ plus QR plus RB equals to AP upon AP plus AP plus AP. That is equals to AP upon 3AP. So AP and AP would get cancelled. You'll be left out with 1 upon 3. So that means P divides AB in the ratio 1:3. So applying the section formula, you'll get x1 equals to 6 into 1 plus 3 into minus 14 upon 1 plus 3. So that is 6 minus 42 upon 4. So that equals to minus 36 upon 4. So that equals to minus 9. So this is your x coordinate. Now next is your y coordinate. 1 plus 1 upon 2. Sorry, 1 into minus 2 plus 3 into minus 10 upon 1 plus 3. So that is minus 2 minus 30 upon 4. So that is minus 32 upon 4. That is equals to minus 8. So what is your answer? Your answer for the P coordinate is x1, y1 as minus 9 comma minus 8. It is here I forgot to put the equal to sign, so don't get confused. I forgot to put the equal to sign here. So minus 32 upon 4, that is equals to minus 8. Again, what you'll do is, now here, what you can do is, now when you're considering this point Q, when you're considering this point Q, what you can get is, you can apply the midpoint formula here, or you can apply the section formula. Again, as in the last question, here you can apply either the section formula or the midpoint formula. First, I'll show you with the section formula. You'll get PQ upon QB. Check, PQ upon QB equals to PQ, that is QR plus RB. So PQ, PQ plus PQ, PQ upon 2 PQ, that is 1 upon 2. Check here, what I've done is I've considered this line. I've considered this line PB. Understood? I've considered this line PB. Yes, Divya, you have raised your hands, beta. You can ask me. So what you can do is you can calculate with help of the section formula. I'll do that first. So Q divides PV in the ratio 1:2. So X2 is 1 into 6 plus 2 into minus 9 upon 1 plus 2. Yes, Lakshmi, you have raised your hands, but again you can ask. 6 minus 18 upon 3. So that is minus 12 upon 3. That is equals to minus 4. And Y2 equals to 2 into minus 8 plus 1 into 7 upon 2 plus 1. That is equals to minus 3.
सर
Yes, beta.
सर हम डायरेक्टली क्यू का वैल्यू फाइंड करके एपी का वैल्यू निकाल सकते हैं मिडवाइज फॉर्मूला से. सेक्शन फॉर्मूला लगाना ही नहीं पड़ेगा.
Yes, you can do it like that also. See, there are different methods of solving this. There are different methods of solving this. So here what I have told you already. I'm going to
Sir,
tell you that also. Yeah.
सर क्यू का रेशियो ये होगा ना 2:2.
See now Q is going to be the midpoint of line segment AB. So instead of check, you can find Q with help of this section formula also, what I've done now. Okay. And here you can apply check midpoint formula as what you'll get AQ. You're going to get AQ equals to QB. Understood? So because of this, what you'll get Q is the midpoint. Understood? So here what you can do is you can apply the midpoint formula. So you can either do it by the midpoint formula. Okay, you can either do it by the midpoint formula or you can do it with help of the section formula. Understood? Your answer is going to remain the same. Your answer is not going to change. So check,
Okay,
you'll
sir.
get X as check. Now with help of this, get that as check. I'm solving that minus 14 plus X 2 is 6. So minus 14 plus 6 upon 2. Understood? So what you'll get minus 14 plus 6 is what? Minus 8. So check minus 8 upon 2. So what is minus 8 upon 2? That is equals to minus 4. Is this clear? Check here what I've got. Here I've got same thing, check minus 4. Understood? So either you do it by the midpoint formula or the section formula. Whichever method you find it easy. Whichever method you find it easy, you do it by that method. Is this clear to all the students?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now again check if you want to find value of y here. Check. I'm going to show it again here. Y equals to. And when you're going to find value of y, you'll get that as minus 10 plus minus 2. And this you're going to divide with help of 2. Understood? So what you will get? Come on, tell me what you'll get. You'll get the same answer. Is this clear? So that you all have to try with the different methods. Is this clear? Now same thing for value of R. Check. So here you can apply the midpoint formula for points Q and B. So check here, x3 equals to minus 4 plus 6 upon 2. That is equals to 2 upon 2. That is equals to 1. And y3 equals to minus 6 plus minus 2 upon 2. That is equals to minus 8 upon 2. That is equals to minus 4. So R x3 y3 is 1 comma minus 4. So thus P x1 y1 q x2 y3 and R x3 y3 are minus 9 comma minus 8 minus 4 comma minus 6 and 1 comma minus 4. Is this understood? Well, can remove the screenshot of this. Well, can remove the screenshot of this so that we'll move ahead to the next part. Now question number 12. Again check. A 20, 10, B 0, 2 are given. Find the coordinates of the point which divides line segment into 5 congruent parts. So first, before solving this question, the important thing is you have to draw the figure. Drawing the figure will get you come closer to the answer. Check. Now it is 5 congruent parts. So that means all these values, they are going to be equal. This all these values AP equals to PQ equals to QR equals to RS and equals to SB. Is this clear? So what you will do is here first you'll find coordinates of P. So check EP is one part and this PB is 1, 1, 1, 1. So that means 4 parts. So what is your ratio? Your ratio is going to be 1 upon 4. What is your ratio? 1 upon 4. So let points P, X1, Y1, Q, X2, Y2, R, X3, Y3, and S, X4, Y4 be the points which divide the line segment AB into 5 equal parts. So AP equals to PQ equals to QR equals to RS equals to SB. Now again here, see, after getting points P, you can apply the midpoint formula and get coordinates of Q. You can get coordinates of R, you can get coordinates of S. That is totally depending on you, which formula you are going to apply. Understood? By the midpoint formula also and by the section formula also, you are going to get the same answer. You need not worry regarding that. So let's begin. Check AP upon PV is 1 upon 4. So applying the section formula 1 into 0 plus 4 into 20 upon 1 plus 4. That is 80 upon 5. That is equals to 16. This you have got by the section formula. And y1 1 into 20 plus 4 into 10, that is 1 upon 4, that is 60 upon 5, that is equals to 12. So coordinates of point P are 16 comma 12. Now check what you'll get is this is 16 comma 12. Now see, P can become midpoint of A and Q. P can become midpoint of A and Q. So here you can apply the midpoint formula to get coordinates of Q, and you can go ahead with all these points. Is this clear? So that depends totally on you, whether you're going to apply the section formula or you're going to apply the midpoint formula. Is this clear, students? So now check here. I have applied the section formula for PQ and QB. So PQ is 1 part, QB now is 3 parts. So the ratio is 1 upon 3. So Q divides PB in the ratio 1 is to 3. So by applying the section formula 1 into 0 plus 3 into 16 upon 1 plus 3, that is equals to 48 upon 4. That is equals to 12. And Y2 is 1 into 20 plus 3 into 12 divided by 1 plus 3. That is 56 upon 4. That is equals to 14. So Q is X2, Y2. That is 12 comma 14. Now again, when you move ahead to the next point, understood, that is QR upon RB, that is 4 point R. Get the ratio as 1 upon 2. Understood? Check this. QR is 1 part. QR is 1 part and RB is 2 parts. So you get that as 1 upon 2. By applying the section formula, we'll come closer to the answer. Is this clear to all the students? So that is 1 into 0 plus 2 into 12 upon 1 plus 2, that is equals to 24 upon 3, that is equals to 8. And for y coordinate, 1 into 20 plus 2 into 14 upon 1 plus 2, that is equals to 48 upon 3, that is equals to 60. Now what you can do is check S is midpoint of RB. So using the midpoint formula, check, you can apply the midpoint formula. That is all depending on you, whether to apply the midpoint formula or to get it by the section formula. Understood? So x4 equals to 8 plus 0 upon 2, that is equals to 8 upon 2, that is equals to 4. Y4 is 16 plus 20 upon 2, that is 36 upon 2, that is equals to 18. So S x4 y4 is 4 comma 18. So thus P x1 y1 is 16 comma 12, Q x2 y2 is 12 comma 14, R x3 y3 is 8 comma 16, and S x4 y4 is 4 comma 18. Is this understood by all the students? Is this understood by all the students? Any difficulty in this? You all can let me know. Any difficulty in this? You can let me know. No doubts? So by this we come to an end of this chapter, because the next part, slope, which is there. is not there in your syllabus this year. Assignment for you all. You have to find the area of the triangle ABC with A 1 comma minus 4 and the midpoints of the sides through A when 2 comma minus 4 and 0 comma minus 1. So this you have to use, you have to find the area of the triangle. You have to find the ratio in which points P 3 comma 4 5 comma 12 divides the line segment joining the points A 1 comma 2 3 1 upon 2 comma 3 upon 2 and P 2 comma minus 5. The third one, you have to find the vertices. The vertices of the quadrilateral ABCD are given. You have to find its area. Now, when you have to find its area, remember after you have got all the sides of the quadrilateral, first you have to find all the sides of the quadrilateral. After getting all these sides, you'll exactly come to know whether the quadrilateral is a rhombus, a square, a rectangle, a parallelogram. And then what you can do is you can apply that formula for this. Next is find the coordinates of point P, dividing the line segment, joining the points A 1, 3 and B 4, 6 in the ratio 2:1. If the coordinates of one end of the diameter of the circle are 2, 3 and the coordinates of its center are -2, 5, then what are the coordinates of the other end of the diameter? Okay, you all can remove the screenshot of this. These questions, you have to do it as homework. Very important questions. Understood for question number 4 and question number 5. This kind of questions can come in your exam. So better practice these questions. You all can remove the screenshot of this. Done. We'll move ahead. So see, we are moving ahead to the most important part. We are going to do the discussion of our paper pattern of maths. So understand all the terms very carefully. How to score good marks. A discussion on mathematics paper pattern. Credits to my senior Ram Jadhav sir and his team for helping me out with this. Mathematics. Mathematics is a high scoring subject. You just need to make sure to be clear with the concepts. Practice more and more to solve your problems, and also slowly you will develop the interest automatically. Following tips can help you score high in mathematics. You have to make separate copies for the formula and the theorems to revise easily anytime. See, you have to make two separate books. What you can do is in your study room, what you can do is you can paste different kind of chart papers where you have made the formulas, you have made the theorems, so that it becomes easy for you to revise anytime. So when you just have a look at the chart paper, where the formulas are written, so you can mug up all the formulas, you can recall all the formulas. Okay, theorems you can recall, the statements are very important. After that, do practice to get the speed and accuracy. See, mathematics is a subject of practice. You need to practice a lot so that you get the good speed and the accuracy. Now, this is very important point. You have to be beware of the silly mistakes that you often make. Understand, you have to be very careful that you avoid all the silly mistakes. See, what happens is in a hurry, -2 plus -2, you will write that as +4. An example I'm giving, okay. -2 plus -2, what you will do in a hurry, you will write that as 4. But what happens is this value of 4 will give you a wrong answer till the last step. So what you have to do is you have to be very careful. These silly mistakes which you are going to make, you have to avoid those mistakes. You have to solve last year question papers and sample papers. You have to practice a lot now because all the portion is completed. Understood? All the syllabus is completed. Now it's the practice time. So what you have to do is you have to solve the last year question papers and sample papers, and you have to get it checked by your teachers so that you'll come to know what mistakes you often make. Okay. Do each and every question and solved example of the textbook. Now see, before your exercise or before your practice set, there are some questions. There are some questions which you have to solve. Means they're already solved. What you have to do is you have to solve those questions again and again because in your exam, those questions also come. So those questions are also very easy, not the questions from your practice set. Yes, from the practice set, all the questions are going to come. But along with those practice set questions, you're going to get the solved examples also from the textbook. So you have to solve those questions also. You have to stay focused on your textbook. Understood? You have to stay focused on your textbook. Whatever terms are given, what are the formulas are there, whatever the theorems are there, all those, understood, are going to come from your textbook. So you have to stay focused on your textbook. And last and important thing is the time management. You have to manage your time properly. You don't have to waste much time on a single question. Understood? Because what happens is sometimes you waste say 15-20 minutes on a question, and what happens is there are other questions in your question paper which you know, but because of lack of time, you're unable to solve those questions. So what you have to do is you have to properly manage your times. Yes, Sachin from Nehru Nagar, Kanjur. You can unmute and ask, beta. Sachin from Nehru Nagar. Sachin from Nehru Nagar. You can unmute and ask, beta.
Yes, सर
Yes, beta, ask.
सर सबसे ज्यादा वेटेज कौन से चैप्टर का है?
See, now in algebra, there are 4 chapters. Understood? In algebra,
Yes,
there are 4 chapters. And those 2 chapters which are there, they have been reduced from your syllabus.
yes.
Understood? So, according to my knowledge, I think all the 4 chapters will have equal weightages.
And sir,
Understood?
in geometry?
Geometry, I'll explain you all those things better. We are going to go ahead with all those things. I'll explain when we'll come closer to that. Is this clear?
Yes.
You have just
Sir,
started with...
sorry to interrupt.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, ma'am.
Sir, already it's time up. So can we wind for it today?
Yeah, we'll wind up this, ma'am, today, and I'll explain this all the terms tomorrow, ma'am. Then.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, students.